Blessings, dear ones, and welcome back. So we are now in energies of the equinox. And if you, like me, are in the northern hemisphere, it is the fall equinox. And if you are in the southern hemisphere, it is the spring equinox. And it takes place the 22nd or 23rd of September this year, depending on where in the world you are. And I love this season, this time of the year, because it is the equinox is all about centering yourself. It's all about looking inwards. It is all about light and dark, and to find that inner balance and to find that place of stillness inside of you, to redirect yourself, to allow the external world to silence and put all the attention and all your light and all your focus and on what is going on inside of you. And it is also time to move away from the left side of the brain, the logical mind that wants to understand and wants to analyze, and it's all about doing, and move into the right side of the brain, to our intuitive abilities, to our inner knowing, to our inner truth, and to our ability to be the witness and the observer, and be the one who allows instead of being the one that forces. So it's a great invitation for us to really pull back the energies, whether it is if you are it is the spring equinox for you and it's the time to plant a seed. Still you plant them in the womb of creation, in that void. Or if you are in the northern hemisphere and you are in the fall equinox, it is a time to really enter that void, to become the void. And it is about to withdraw your energies from all your creations. So I look at it as the tree in the northern hemisphere at fall. The trees, the energies from the trees goes back to from the leaves back to the trunk, and that is why the leaves loses its green color and turns yellow and red, orange, and then brown, and then it falls, right? So we withdraw our intentions from all our creations, and our creations is everything that we identify ourselves with, our relationships, our family, what we do for a living, how we represent ourselves, what we think we are here to be and do, our soul mission. So to pull back the energies from all our creations, so for us to not be sustained by our creation, not to be depending on our creations. Because it's so easy that our identity is what we depend on. So it is a time to come into your still point, to come into the silent place inside of you and become the void that surrounds all of your creations, not being the creations itself, but to really focus in the awareness, and then for that awareness, for that presence of divine awareness that is you, to be born through you into your creations. Do you see the difference? So sometimes we get lost in our doingness, and we think that what we do is what we depend on and what is sustaining us. So come into you, come into that still point, and know yourself to be all there is beyond who you identify yourself to be by all your relationships, your soul mission, what you're here to do, what you are putting, the footprints you are leaving behind in this world. But to come into that space where you allow pure divine inspiration to be born through you, but you are the one who are the vessel. So if you are someone who is living your life out there, it is a time to really put your attention away from the outside world. And I know that many of you who are part of this beautiful community and who come to these videos are introverts, so I think that it's not the case for so many of us. And if you are an introvert, it is many of us like this time of the year because we are allowed to really go inside. And so this is a gentle reminder to my fellow introverts out there to not, this time is an active phase of non-doing. It is that womb space where everything has to put all potential lies. It holds the energy of all. So in this space, it is a time for us to really merge into that still point, but when we are called into the divine action, to follow that guidance. So it is the balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, to rest in this holding of divine inspiration and allow divine inspiration to be birthed through you. And when you're called to share it with the world, follow that guidance. So we do not come into a place of procrastination and numbness. And that is an important difference. So many times we introverts, we hide behind this imbalanced divine feminine who becomes inactive. So this space, so you can look at it as a pregnant woman being very calm on the outside, being very still seemingly with a big belly, but in that space there's so much activity, there is so much being created and birthed through her eventually. And when it is time to bring that creation into the world, she will act, right? But it is through faith, it is a process of aligning with a force greater than your human self, right? And this is what the equinox is calling us into, to really align with the divine you. And with that space that allows it to be and to become and to take form and be put out there, instead of this left side of the brain who wants to push and achieve and force. So if you feel right now that your achievement, the things that you think you need to achieve doesn't work really well, take a step back. Take a step back and come into meditation and come into stillness. And for some, this brings a bit of anxiety because it may be uncomfortable to rest in that non place of no thing that holds the potential of all things. And it is a time of light and dark, and it is a time of death and birth. So what is falling away? And what are you trying to hinder from falling away? What are you fighting against? Where are you not in faith? Where are you not trusting? And just look at the nature. The nature is such a great teacher. It doesn't resist the cycles of death and rebirth, of transformation. So this is a time of transition, and just allow it. Allow it, be that witness. Because it is a time where we peel away the old for the new to be able to blossom through us. And it's also a time for more of your light to shine. So you will be redirected. You will be shown new ways. You will be shown different ways. Because this is what I hear right now. It's that we are turning a page. We're turning a page. And so there is another story appearing on the other side, on the other page, that will call you into stepping into more of your own light. So this is all what the equinox is about. And for you to be receptive, for you to be a match to that new frequencies and that these higher frequencies, we need to come into stillness. So if you're able, choose to spend time in meditation, in silence, and allow. We see it in the outer. There is so much falling away. Old energies are leaving the planet. It's dying. And allow it to be. Don't get caught up in what it means and the stories. Put your attention to you. And it is really happening with or without your permission. So don't fight it. Be one with it and allow this process of to unfold in faith. So that is another message, to stay faithful, to stay in a place of trust, to trust when you're not seemingly moving forward, whether it is what you think you are here to create or on your healing path. So what I hear right now is when you seem to not be moving forward, not progressing, know that you are. So remember the bamboo. When the seed is planted, it is resting in the soil without any seemingly progression for 5 years, and then boom, out of nowhere it just it grows, and grows very quickly. And every single day in these 5 years is needed. And this is a time that you are planting these seeds and that you are creating the new. So don't judge it. Don't judge it. Trust is key. And as you turn inwards, turn your light on all these aspects that you have been avoiding, that you have tried to bypass. And what I hear is that there's not much you need to do by just see it, acknowledge it. So at this time, our inner vision is so strong. Our inner, where we put our attention, it will create transformation. So just by seeing the wounds, seeing where you judged yourself or others or life, just by witness, just by not lying to yourself about it, be very honest, be very present, will start a process of it to transform. So your willingness to be raw and authentic and truthful will bring the change that will take you to your next step. So have faith, go inwards, fall the divine inspirations, the nudges you get, and go through with them. When you are asked to put your creations out there, do, but listen very still, not to the forcing side of the brain that wants to manipulate, but listen to the still voice of the knowing, your inner knowing, and allow that voice to bring to you and to the world the messages. Be not your creations, but be the vessel, the body through whom they are being birthed. And I will bring to you some light codes that will help you with this process, that will bypass your logical mind and will awaken more of your light, awaken more of your abilities to receive, to hold and create with the light, and to birth. Sam anarash akin narash arasun no urusus awatrana kinar yal aranatush awakin aranasush. So what they're showing me is this great oak tree, and they're pulling back the energies. Maranakinur unusanayatan. Withdraw your light into yourself, Maraki tush anai, and allow that light to shine on your inner world, Mar inur uku, who you are, beyond this identity as a human, who you are through time and space, your true self, your eternal self. Connect with your true self. Nir kinyara sun urushu akinar. This remembrance, this connection right now will be so fruitful. It will strengthen your divine footprints on earth. Mikirana kin urushunu isana, and it will Norushu kan ayatan ayatrashu kuruch un aryasan ur ay akun ara. It will leave behind nir anakusun urushu. So what I see is that it leaves behind the stardust maranaku kar ayatan yuruno soak, that it is Mother Earth is able to soak up Urunu, and this stardust is moving deep into the core and the ley lines of Mother Earth. Shanarana spread throughout this planet for all humanity to be accessible for all. Narana kinur, shutrana ki arash anakur, usunarana kukar anakitush, su urushanai. So they are really calling back all false identities, whether you as your identity as a spiritual person, a light worker or starseed or whatever, it is still an and identity, and it's so easy for us to become owned by them and just come into you. Karanakin Urushono Asha, there's just one you. Karana Shanana has always been, will always be. And it is the divine spark of light that you are. Timeless nar akun urshunukai. Ishun ur anas anai. I aranakinur us I aranasan. Ni aranasan, ni aranasan. Aranakushu. Let go of everything else. And breathe here, dear one. It is a time for a reset. It is a time, Shanar Iku, because light is calling you home. Marana Kitush. Light wants to be birthed through you. Karanashin. Ekurushana Kitan. Arasan Akidrush. O Awar Anai. Ishanar, Ishanar, Ishanai. So I see how light is coming out from your palms, Man Ara Kikur, and from the soles of your feet, leaving imprints of light upon earth. Nukushana on your forehead, Marakinar, awakening the eyes of your soul, the ancient ones, Masanai, that is able to see through the veils, Mar Anakin, Kush or Anash E. Beyond the human eyes, beyond the human bodies, to see you, who you truly are, and to see your brothers and sisters as the light that they are. And this is how we bring this light to earth, and we birth heaven on earth as the old world is falling apart, and allow it to. Mash inakin. Sun urushu. And you, dear ones, you have a great part in this birthing process, and you are here to anchor in so much more light. But for this, you too need to let go of the old. So as the outside world is dying, allow you to peel away what doesn't serve you anymore, what is not of that frequency that you are moving into. And Karshana, just allow it, because these times are so potent, so it's just stripping away from you. There's nothing you need to do really but be in that silence, in that still place, and be open and soft and allow, because there is no, you're not here by accident. Your presence counts and is needed. Kikar Anna, so know that if you're guided here, beyond time and space, whenever you find this, know that this is a message for you. Parsaki Kurshana, as the golden light, Ninuru Kana entering your crown, Matrash Anar Anakus, in Arashanayuku, moving through your energy channels through your body, Kanaya Narana Kitush, Imarana Kikur, and it's pushing out the dense Markatan, Yush Unur, from your system, from your energy body, your aura, from your mental body, your emotional body, and your physical body, pushing out Karanakin O Sanatin Oroshun, what is connected in you that is connected with the old world that is falling apart. Natin ur anakikur asinar anakiarana. So know that there's always a resembling in the micro and the microcosmos. So what is happening outside, what is outside has its seed inside of us, in you, in me. Nikoranash e oronokusana urana. So the reflection, what is happening in the outside world is a reflection what we are going in through internally, and don't resist. So as this is taking place and we receive more light, we are being the vessel for the light to fill this empty voids that the old leaves behind, Kireanakos, and to allow it to be filled with divine light. Paranakikor onoshunu, Isanai arana shinur anakidrosh, ar asan ayakur, mur anashi arana. So you are literally, by being in stillness, you are literally moving mountains. You are changing the the whole system. You are birthing the new. Mikurana sonai itrash, impur anakinur, ayatan isur onokush, in arasan, in arasan, in arasan. So they are showering us with white light, of pure white light, of faith, of knowing, of inner knowing, beyond duality, beyond mistrust and disbelief, that knowing with capital K, that just is. Mirkin ashan sufurt ayar ikur anay. And when you are called to bring that knowing into physical form, do mikir eyasan shusha satraya ufarana 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 shu. Blessings, dear ones.